go. We're back, it's January.
I know.
2020.
Some of us had a better Christmas than others.
Did you not have a good one?
No, I had too good a one.
Oh, did you? Yeah, leads us nicely into what we're going to talk about, doesn't it?
It is.
Yes.
So,
we're back.
well into January,
Yeah.
which means gyms are rammed with people.
Absolutely.
Who've all got the goal of, fighting the Christmas flab, losing
body.
a few pounds,
That's right.
looking better, feeling better. So what we thought we'd do today is go through some of the most common mistakes we see from people with regards to nutrition and training, because they're the two main important aspects of it.
That's it, a few of the pitfalls we see.
And then give you a few sort of solutions to them, potentially a little bit.
Potentially a few solutions, or just to point out what you might do wrong, might be all you need as a solution, mightn't it? So should we start with training?
Yeah, start with training. So what's the biggest mistake that you see?
The biggest thing we see with new people is just spending too long in the gym, isn't it? Just literally going from zero to hero, isn't it?
Too much too soon.
Yeah,
like they go from over Christmas not doing a great deal, if any, exercise, if we're going to be brutally honest about it.
Yeah.
And then they jump in 2 classes a night, 4 or 5 nights
3
a week.
sometimes,
Training for 2-3 hours at a time.
Yeah.
Works really well for them during January. By end of January, they're absolutely knackered. They fall off the wagon, so to speak. They stop coming as much.
That's right.
Maybe they get injured, maybe
and
they're
also
tired.
you've got guys, it's not just people doing classes, you've got guys who walk into the gym area and trying to copy someone who's been coming to the gym for years. Trying to copy what they're doing and realising they're just not quite at that level yet. End up with injuries, like you said. So just start where you start at the basics. If you are new to the gym, that is start at the basics.
That leads into another point. A lot of people follow like a famous person on Instagram and they'll buy their latest training regime or their training program and start following that, despite potentially never having used a dumbbell, never having used a barbell, not knowing how. Gyms are an intimidating place as it is anyway.
They are.
But for someone to say you need to use this machine, do this exercise, it can be a bit daunting.
Well, on the note of intimidating, if confidence is an issue, if it's literally I'm too scared to come to the gym, there's nothing wrong with starting at home. There's plenty of home workouts. Or if it's a problem to get in the weights area, just do a class to start with and maybe build up. Meet a few people, and you might be more confident to get down there.
If your goal is weight loss, fat loss, you don't have to go to the gym.
No, of course you don't.
You just have to be more active than what you were previously and have an element of control over your diet.
Yeah, you just mentioned then about learning to use the gym equipment properly. Now, you told quite a good story yesterday about guidance. Now, people tend to throw themselves into a gym. It can be a dangerous place. That sounds excessive, but it can if you get it wrong. Yeah. And you compared it to
learning to drive a car.
Yes.
Alright, you wouldn't learn to drive a car without taking lessons first. Alright, so why do people come into the gym and try and do technical movements where they can potentially injure themselves while they're not under the supervision of someone who knows what they're doing? Yeah. Alright, that can be a friend. Often, by and large, you're probably better off with a personal trainer. Obviously, I am going to say that.
We're going to say that, but it really guidance is key.
But you can avoid a lot of the pitfalls and a lot of mistakes that everyone's prone to making just by having someone there overseeing what you're doing.
Who knows what they're doing.
And they give you sort of like the best program and support for what you need to reach your goals at the end of the day.
Just invest a bit of money into it. Yes, it can. People say it's expensive. Invest a bit of money into it. You spend 3 months with a PT, you can learn a hell of a lot, and then you can go off and do it on your own.
Spend a month with them.
Yeah.
If you spend a month having a couple of sessions with a PT every week, that would get you the absolute foundations that you need to continue on for a few months by yourself. Yeah. And if you wanted to freshen it up, you could come back to the PT again for the odd session. Yes. And they could update your programs, or go through another course of sessions for say another month and just progress it that way.
You'll learn a hell of a lot in that time. You would. Yeah. On another thing, obviously we talked about socialising, being part of the gym thing. Yes, it's great to meet people and that will get you in the gym more. Don't let it take over. We do see that a lot, socialising, so you end up doing 10 minutes of training and 50 minutes of chatting. So you just be mindful of that. And sitting on equipment on your phone, being mindful. Maybe start timing your rest periods. They're just little things, but just be aware of it.
On the topic of socialising, that falls into like the point we made at the start as well. Is that like if you are training so frequently and spending so long in the gym, that is going to eat into your social life.
Of course.
And you are going to be relatively miserable.
Again,
that's another factor that's potentially going to lead you to stopping.
Yeah.
Like, you get to end of January and you'll be done.
Yes, you will.
And you won't be where you want to be within a month half at time. So that's the last thing you want to happen.
Also, it's another small point, but you see people all the time trying to push themselves training through illness. January, there's loads of colds and flu about. Yes, people talk about sweat it out. I'm not sure really it works like that. I think if you're really pushing yourself in the gym, you're just going to smash your immune system a little bit more. I think give yourself a chance to recover. If you're really poorly, have a break.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If you've got a bit of a sniffle, maybe just rein it in a little bit. But if you are like ill, headachy, got no energy, your recovery is already impaired.
Yeah.
So
plus you're going to pass it to all of us.
Yeah. We don't want that.
We don't want that.
I've managed to avoid it all year.
Yeah.
2019, so I'd like a repeat in 2020 to be fair.
That'd be nice. Is that on training? Are they the pertinent points, do you think?
Yeah, I think that. Don't do too much.
Yeah.
Get a bit of guidance. Just make sure you're not fluffing in the gym.
Yeah. I know everybody, new people, especially women, tend to just come straight to cardio kit. Nothing wrong with that if you're just burning calories, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
But try a little bit of resistance training if you can.
Push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit. You might find you really enjoy it.
Probably will. Shall we move on to nutrition? Yeah. Right. Now, it's funny this, isn't it? Because nutrition, we talked about doing too much with the training. Funnily enough, in nutrition, it's like the same, but the opposite, isn't it?
The biggest mistake people make to start with is just eating way too little.
Yeah. Just go
way too little. Try every different fad.
Fad diets are a big
one. Like most of your fad diets, the big thing on them is the reason why they work is they put you in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
And the reason why they work for so many people is they put you in such a severe calorie deficit. It's 5-2 diet, you're eating normal for 5 days and you have 2 days where you eat, I think it's like under 500 calories.
Yeah.
You might change that recently. Weight Watchers, it's open to abuse a little bit, like Slimming will, but generally it puts you in quite a drastic calorie restriction.
It does, no, that's great. You're going to lose weight. Calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. Now, it's not probably sustainable over the long term. If you can use that time to lose the weight and then go back to a maintenance thing, great, but a lot of people don't, do they? They can't maintain it and they just go back to where they were before.
The best thing to do, as a quick tip for nutrition, is look at your nutrition currently, right? What is good about it? If you're not sure, ask someone. Again, consultation with a trainer, completely complimentary. Find out what they say is good about your nutrition and what needs work on. Just plug those gaps.
Just have a look, have a look at your diet as a whole and think, where do you think it's going wrong? It's usually pretty damn obvious. You're drinking too much. You're snacking too much, your portion size is too big, there's usually something glaring there and you know it's there. You're just going to have to plug it like you said.
People know what they need to do, so just look at where it's going wrong and stop it. Effectively.
Now, another thing we mentioned is people having unrealistic expectations. Be realistic about your goals. People do this thing, when they're doing fitness pal, they say I want to lose 2 to 3 pounds a week.
All or nothing.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So therefore, immediately your fitness pal will put you to like 1,200 calories a day, which is low for a lot of people, depending on size. So be realistic. £1 a week is a lot to lose consistently. At first it'll drop off.
If you lose £1 a week over a year, that's £52. That's a lot of weight. Alright, if you lose it over half a year, that's £26. That's nearly 2 stone.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of weight. That Mel was just about to say, remember that weight loss or fat loss isn't linear.
It's not.
Okay, it's peaks and troughs, effectively.
Don't get hung up.
First week you might lose 3-4 pounds, then you might lose half a pound,
pound. You might maintain.
Then you might maintain for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden you'll lose another 3 pounds. It'll just continue along that sort of level until you get to a point where you probably need to reduce what you're eating again or do a little bit more.
Don't get too hung up on the scale weight. It's a good guide. It's not everything.
Absolutely not.
No, it isn't, is it? We did talk about tracking. Now, you don't have to track food, but it's worth probably starting to mentally track something, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you're new to like following a structured nutrition, Like, we both believe that tracking on MyFitnessPal is the best way to start.
I'm afraid it is, sorry.
Plus it makes you aware of what you're eating.
It's a great education in food.
It can be a bit of a sort of learning process to start with.
Oh, it can be really
like, the
depressing.
quantities and everything else.
Well, you realise that I've had people come to me, oh yeah, I'm eating a bag of peanuts and raisins for lunch, you know, really healthy. Put it in FitnessPal and see what happens.
About 1,000 calories.
Yeah, you're going to get a shock, so it's good to be aware of these things.
Yeah. You will get to a stage where you don't have to track. Okay, like most people, if you track solidly for a few months, you just get the ball rolling with it. It gets you used to like the portion size that you should be eating, the types of foods that you should be eating, and the types of foods that you like that work within that structure. Then it's just a matter of repeating it. Then, like Mel said, just using your intuition.
Yeah.
All right. If it's not something that you normally eat, and you know it's more calories than what you normally eat, then potentially just don't eat it.
Yeah. And you mentioned there about forcing yourselves into eating foods you don't like. Don't bother. You're never going to stick to that. If you hate it, don't eat it. Just because someone told you eating lettuce all day is good for you and you don't like it, please, just don't do it.
Yeah, just make
choose foods you like.
Make your current eating preferences work for you.
Yes, definitely.
Like, it's the same with foods, it's the same with meals. How often do you, again, going back to like following someone's fat, someone will follow like a bodybuilder diet where you need to eat 8 times a day to fire up your metabolism.
Yeah, quite.
And then I've got a nurse coming to me who works 12-hour shifts and she's looking to get like a 10-minute break, and it's like, I've got to eat 5 of my meals in this 10-minute break. It's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work. So yeah, eat foods you enjoy, for goodness sake. Don't demonise foods. Yes, there's certain foods that are high calorie than others. You're going to have to control a little bit, but don't demonise things. Yeah. Read labels. Get used to looking at labels.
Nothing is evil.
No. If you decide you're following a really low carb diet, just be careful with fats because they're higher in calories than, so just monitor. And if you're doing if you decided to do a low fat diet for some reason, just be careful of like sugars. Things like drinking fruit juices, you just got to go steady because they're high calorie and you realise yet they're seen as health foods. So, just be aware of those.
Yeah, big time.
So and the nutrition, they're the main things in terms of don't go too low with your calories, track something, monitor your protein, I'd probably say.
Keep protein.
Monitor your protein, because that's important, especially if you're training, and it's good for keeping you full, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's just I suppose the last thing I'd say about like nutrition is it sounds corny, but eat a balanced diet. Make sure there's plenty of fruit and veg in there.
Yeah, and convenience foods aren't always bad. Yeah, we did mention that, didn't we?
A lot of people get hung up on like having a sandwich from Subway or having a McDonald's, right? If you are, let's say you're tracking your calories, you've got 600 calories to eat for your lunch, and you know that a McDonald's Big Mac and fries is less than 600 calories of a Diet Coke, just eat it.
Yeah.
If that's easy because you haven't prepped anything with you beforehand, we get that. Like, we're not saying that you have to prep all your meals for a week ahead. Sometimes that just isn't possible.
No, convenience can work.
People have got busy lives, busy family lives, they don't have time to cook for kids, cook for husbands, cook for themselves, and then cook for meals for the rest of the week.
That's right.
Like, there are convenience options out there that you can easily fit into your eating regimen.
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. Sometimes people say, oh, I do all my home cooking and stuff, which is fabulous, but you still got to track the calories in home cooking. Chucking butter and cream and all the rest in can literally knock you over your calories, whereas a convenience salad from Subway could be perfect. So yeah, don't get too hung up on that.
Even the sandwiches are pretty good.
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah, very good. Really, and they're tasty as well.
I love a Subway.
Yeah.
You should probably tell.
Subway salads all the way.
Yeah, right.
So I think that's most of the points covered, and you probably recognise something we've said as being something you do, or something that's pertinent to you. So yeah, just take a few of those points away.
I just thought it'd help. It's going to help most people starting in January or starting again in January. Those that are new to the gym, those that are experienced but feel a little bit lost with it. You start implementing a handful of these tips that apply to you with regards to training or nutrition, and they'll serve you well.
Of course they will, yeah. Any comments? Obviously, as always, put them in the box below. Obviously, like and subscribe goes without saying. We'll be back next week with another video, so watch out, we're back on it now. What with? And we're also going to be talking more about our seminar, which is coming up. So watch out for that. We'll be putting some stuff out about that on social media. That's everything, isn't it?
I think so.
Thumbs up, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.